362.
That's right, man. That's right.
Wow.
The most consistent relationship I've had. Got Joe Bartnick back on the show. What's
You're
up,
not
brother?
dating that chick anymore?
Oh yeah, but it hasn't been 362 fucking weeks.
Oh.
I'm done.
No, she's a cool chick. That's a lot. Yeah, no. Because, I mean, we've been doing puck off for 10 years.
10 years? No shit. Oh
Yeah.
my God, you must have been the OG. Were you doing it like on your cell phone when you used to call into like?
No, we were over at Sideshow, and then they stopped doing podcasts, and then we did it in my living room for a while, and our producer Johnny Bench would come over. I know you're thinking Johnny Bench.
Great name.
Yeah, his real name's Anthony Bench, but when your last name's Bench,
You gotta go.
Johnny.
You gotta go, Johnny. Sitting here on a Father's Day, Joe Bartnick, the father, needed a reason to get out. I gave him a good reason.
Exactly. I don't watch golf. I mean, unless I'm with my dad.
Do you play golf?
No, I've had my back. I just don't like wasting that much time. And I know I don't do anything. So I do.
It's not like you don't have the time.
Yeah. It's like my comedy career has been a 26-year waste of time.
Dude, golf is one of those things. I agree with you, man. Like I can't do anything for more than 3 hours straight.
Yeah.
And 3 hours is a lot. Like, so 9 holes will take you like 2 hours. That's about it. It should be a 9-hole game.
I think 9, it should be like 12. Because after 9, you're like, I could play a little more. And then when you're on 13, you're like, we should have quit at fucking 9. This is terrible. I like, here's how I like playing. I like doing golf with my dad. I'm in the cart on Father's Day. Smoke a cigar, have a couple beers. I don't like that shot. Fuck it. You want a new
pick it
ball,
up and go.
throw it. You don't want to play this hole, you don't.
Exactly.
That's exactly how I like to play. And you know what? And we don't. Have you ever played with Tiger Woods?
No.
Exactly. So everybody else I've played with, why are you giving a fuck about how you hit the ball? No one's giving you a trophy. No, it's like who cares? Just have fun. Like, so that's why I really kind of quit playing all the time before my back really went janky. It's like I don't like playing with people that care. It's like,
yes, it's a little weird, but also like I feel like the point of being out there is 2 reasons. One, it's just a nice atmosphere, right? You're out on a beautifully manicured lawn. You're smoking cigars, drinking, right? And the other reason people go out there is to get away from their wife for 4 hours on a Sunday.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm convinced that's why men do this. Because why the fuck else would it costs so much money to buy all that shit? You have to have a country club membership. It's just an excuse to get away from your fucking wife and annoying kids for 5 hours on a Sunday.
Well, the country club experience is totally different because then you're among really cool people. You're drinking top shelf liquor.
Yeah.
You're gonna have the restaurant's nice. The waitress is gonna be hot. When you're in a muni somewhere waiting 9 hours to tee off because someone's like with chronic arthritis can't get off the first can't get past the women's tees after 3. That's when you're among nice people and everything. Hey, hey Charlie, what's taking you so fuck? Not when you got like someone behind you who thinks he's Tiger Woods, he's hitting into you, then your buddy wants to punch him. It's like, it's like there's just easier ways to spend the day.
Yes,
that's
I agree.
All. But when I go out, or a couple friends of mine I like playing with, like Bill or Paul or something, and we know we're having sticks or whatever. Okay. But in general, it's like it's not.
It's not about the game at that point. It's about hanging with your buddies.
Exactly.
It's like it's like playing darts at the bar. It's just something to do while you're drinking.
Right.
It really just becomes the addition to the drinking and smoking.
Well, that's like I'm not a big pool guy. I've shooting pool. Yeah. I've mostly just kind of protected the people that were playing the game because they were maybe not as tough or whatever. Hey, because in general, like golf or pool or anything, I don't need a reason to drink.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't.
I go to the bar to drink.
Yeah,
yeah. That's the center of the show. That's the headliner.
Yeah, I can just as easily sit in my backyard and drink. I don't need to go chase a white ball around for 4 hours to drink on a Sunday afternoon. But I will say, like, if because now is when, I mean, just like today is basically the first day because hockey season ended Monday. I think Tuesday. NBA ended Sunday. Yep. This is it.
This is the dry season for
until
sure.
The Hall of Fame game, until camp. This is it.
Yeah.
I mean, there is fucking nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm
desperately waiting for September to roll around for football to kick off.
Right. I think that Hall of Fame game is like fucking you're
exactly.
It's like licking the mirror. Like You just can't win. When's the Hall of Fame game?
Doing a gummy of football.
Yeah, I mean that is really so. There'll be like in a couple Sundays, I'll be somewhere just watching paint dry, watching Bob Stevens on the 15th.
Well, now, dude, the PGA Tour and Live Golf merge. You hear about this?
Yeah, which is all the people that were like, oh my God, how can they take that Saudi money? You think any other golf money is clean? Like, I mean, the Shell Open, or I mean, come on now. I mean, or the Exxon, or the Mobil Open, or the GM. Every multi-trillion-dollar business is making someone work for a penny and killing their mother to make them do it.
Of course.
I mean,
But also, like, the righteous indignation, like, how can Phil Mickelson take that money? He's already rich. It's like, dude, they handed him $300 million. I'm pretty sure all of you would take money from the Saudi government if it was $300 million. Like, I have values. They're easily bought for $300 million.
Yeah, the $1 million man. Everybody has a price.
Yeah, of course. Especially, I'm surprised it took the PGA Tour so long to get around to it. Like, I guess they fought him for a little while, but then, because they opened their checkbook to the players. Like, well, fuck, if they're giving the players hundreds of millions, how many billions will they give us to merge? That's what I want to know, is how much Live Golf gave to the PGA Tour to get this deal done. Because that was undisclosed as far as I know, unless you heard a number.
Oh, no. But did they pay them the merge, or did the PGA just go, hey, wait a second, like, everybody, well, didn't it happen because the guy who was on Live won the Masters?
Yeah, Brooks Koepka.
So wasn't it like, well,
the PGA Championship he won. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's just like, hey, the 8 best guys. It would be like if what sport can we say? Like the NBA. If with the NBA, if Joker and LeBron, or LeBron's Tiger Woods, so LeBron stayed. So let's say Joker, Kevin Durant, your
next 5
Curry,
best players.
Everybody else went to the ABA.
Yeah.
Well, the NBA is going to be like,
fuck, we got no league now. Yeah.
Because the ratings were tanked, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I'm speaking out of my ass, which I do on everything, so it's not much of a difference. But right, I mean, the ratings were way down in golf because all the good guys left.
Yeah, but also I do like the things that Liv's doing. Like they had a slogan for a while called "Golf Just Louder," because like the fans can cheer during people's backswing.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like every event at a Live event is more like the Phoenix Open than it is like the Masters, where it's everyone's whispering.
Yeah,
and you got to wear your fucking white pants and your white shoes to your all white golf club. The Live events were more like Happy Gilmore-esque. They were, people were like getting drunk and getting rowdy in the stands, which sounds like a lot more fun. Because I don't get it. Like, dude, if you can't talk during a golfer's backswing, why can you still cheer during a baseball player's swing? Well, like a golfer's that sensitive, they should be able to play during some fucking noise.
Well, I was lucky enough to be able to take my dad to the Masters a couple years ago, and that was incredible. And I understand the church atmosphere, and I kind of get it. What I understand is how it's that, because you're playing against yourself, or you have to concentrate. Like no one's rowdy at bowling alleys, right?
Yeah, it's another. Yeah, why are they whispering there on their back?
Right.
I guess it's
back. But the sport that I thought you should be allowed to cheer is tennis. That's because they're competing against each other.
Yeah.
So why can't you cheer at tennis like that?
Yeah, it was a little stuffy. And you could hear them like grunt and shit. Like, it wasn't Serena Williams famous for being loud on the tennis court, and they told her to shut up?
Oh, I don't know, but all those
Kornikova and some of the white chicks got a little.
Oh yeah, all those commie broads. They're so hot, man. Their little panties.
Well, there's a sport that competes with the men's version, women's tennis.
Oh, I see a little bit of literature here saying PGA got up to $3 billion.
There you go.
$3 billion is that's nothing for Saudi money.
It's a fucking rounding error for them.
Yeah,
they've spent more on bathroom fixtures for their fucking king or queen, whatever the fuck they got over there.
Yeah,
the prince, whatever his name is.
I don't know.
Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, I think is name.
Really, that sounds like a.
I don't know.
That sounds like
the 9/11
DJ
guy. That's the 9/11 guy.
Oh,
sorry.
that sounds like
sounds like a number 4 on a menu.
It sounds like a DJ, right? DJ Alchemist.
Khalid Sheikh Mohammed.
Yeah, I don't know. Golf is, a lot of people love it. That's like, there's a big thing. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so Taylor Swift came to town.
Oh God!
And she broke the record for most people ever at an event at Three Rivers, whatever, the new stadium. But it's not even Heinz, whatever they call it. She broke the record, like, and she sold it out twice. And I'm like, that's great that somebody can bring that many people together and make them happy.
Yeah.
I couldn't name one of her songs because I don't listen.
I can't either.
I don't even think they play them at the gym, which is the gym is my gym is the worst for hearing shitty music. I mean, when
How
I
come you don't put your earbuds in or something?
I
listen to the
I
gym music?
do, but just like walking.
Oh,
in,
walking in, you hear it? Yeah.
Yeah, just I can hear it from like the parking lot, and it's like, I mean, I know I'm old school where my gym used to be like Led Zeppelin and Sabbath, but it's like, but just how can you, that tech, like, no, are you on ecstasy? Like, why do you want to hear this shit?
Well, yeah. Who also is getting jacked to Taylor Swift song?
I think just to like 12. That's what I'm saying. So I don't think that's what they play in the, because basically, like my gym, the music, I go to Gold's Gym. Not like the Arnold one that's in a mall in Arcadia, but it's like it's not like it's all like the shit that's like the B side of whatever a stripper's playing.
Yes.
You know, it's like because that's how I know the good music. That's how I know some music. It's like I've heard now. It's like I haven't been in a strip club in a while, but in the old days I would know like a dance number or whatever.
Yeah.
From like like a big time rapper.
Yeah.
Because that's what the strippers are dancing to.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like that, but like it's not that good of a song. So it's got to be just like the B side or like the album cut of whatever.
Yeah, it's not the title track on the album. It's some piece of shit.
Yeah.
Track 8.
Yeah, like what I don't understand these people what they're listening to.
So what'd you get into? What'd you get for Father's Day? Anything good? How old are your kids?
I got 2 shirts. This is one.
You wore one of them. Nice.
Yeah.
Brand new shirt for the podcast.
Yeah, very nice. That's why it's not pressed.
It's got the marks because it was folded up. Still.
Yeah, exactly. That I got a new lounge chair, whatever you want to say, for the backyard. And I got, if you know LA, I got for breakfast I had a Lucky Boy burrito, breakfast burrito, which is old school because they used to just say you can't sell the burritos, no breakfast burritos after 11. But then everyone would just be like, hey, can I get that? And they're like, yeah. And then they made like the number 3 like late night thing to eat in like USA Today, and now now it's called like the world famous.
Yeah, of course.
So here's the tip: if you're listening, get half sausage, half bacon.
All right.
Don't get one or
Mix
the
it
other.
up.
Yeah.
Why not get both? I never understood that. Like when businesses do that, like McDonald's used to be like, oh, no breakfast after 11, or they're like a famous you see this a lot with like barbecue spots, like, oh, we only serve till 3, we don't do dinner. It's like, do you guys not like fucking capitalism? Do you not like money? Fucking serve your best thing all day long.
Well, there's 2 things I can say about that as being in the industry for so long. One is they need so much grill space. If they start making burgers, they can't you know what I mean? Like that's what they're cooking then on the grill. The other thing is a really good place. Like
I guess they run out.
Is grandma just wants to be there from 7 to 2.
Yeah, and it's cash only.
Yeah, and
they don't pay taxes.
Yeah, and she don't want to be there all night. And that's it. You know what I mean? It's like New York
delis.
Yeah, the business will be there whether you're there.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like they only trust like 3 people
to make it. Yeah,
and that's it. And when it's gone, it's gone. And I mean, there used to be a great barbecue place in San Francisco, Brother-in-Law's. I could smell it. I lived in the hood. You could smell it like halfway home on the bus. They're open today. Some days Grandma wouldn't want to go to work. And
dude, that's
it.
how the cream spinach was at Peter Luger's. It was an old man who made it. The only thing he did was make cream spinach all fucking day when Peter Luger's was still open in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That's all he did was make cream spinach 7 days a week. It's the only thing he made. And then he died, and no more cream spinach.
It's like Bobby Keys. It's like Bobby Keys on the Rolling Stones. They used to always play "Can't You Hear Me Knocking," and then when Bobby Keys died, no one could hit that
same note.
that sax like he could. Even though David Sanborn is like world famous, it's like it's not
the same.
It's not that dirty sax.
Yeah. Dude, do you ever feel like slighted? Because I feel like Mother's Day
Constantly.
Well, I'm not a dad. I got to ask.
You mean for Father's Day?
Yeah, because I feel like Mother's Day is so much bigger. People have so much more focus on it, and the gifts mothers get. Like I feel like Father's Day is kind of an afterthought. In reality, being a father, I feel like takes more commitment because you can walk away.
Well,
Mom can't walk away. So if you're actually around as a dad, you should get more credit.
Yeah, and I always say that too. I tell my wife that constantly. I could have left. No, I think his mothers do I don't care. I mean, yeah, whatever. There's a little small percentage of men that have stepped up and the women went crazy or whatever, and I give them full marks. But for the most part, moms do a bulk of the heavy lifting, and they're moms.
Yeah, they do go through the labor.
And they deserve to have more of a day. And let's face it, we don't really care. I mean, it's a nice thing. I enjoy a breakfast burrito. I enjoy a nice shirt. If there was no Father's Day, I wouldn't be petitioning the Lord with prayer.
Yeah,
like,
you wouldn't
we need a Father's
You
Day.
wouldn't get out there wear a pussy hat and march or whatever. The fuck.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Well, it's also funny that I feel like on Father's Day, a lot of fathers want to be left alone. Like they don't want anything but to be left the fuck alone.
Right.
What do you want for Father's Day? A day off. Let me go drink with my buddies. I'll be back in 6 hours. Like,
well, it's kind of like how football's always on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The U.S. Open golf is always on Father's Day.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's
it's
smart.
Like, it's always like, yeah, that's Dad's Day. Let him have his cocktail or his beer or whatever he wants. Let him sit on the couch and fall. It's his day. So that's one cool thing. And I'm glad just to be able to call my dad and say Happy Father's Day. But me, it's like, I don't know. For the moms that have the day, I'm more not offended, but a little bit of like, we give you your day, your day, your day. When you got to hear like, how about all the single moms on Father's Day? Well, it's not my fault you can't keep a man.
Yeah, where's the personal responsibility in that?
Yeah, it's like it's my day. It's not your day. It's my day.
Yeah.
You had your day. It's not my fault you didn't keep your man.
Exactly. You don't get 2 days.
You don't
back-to-back months.
Yeah, because you're bad at relationships doesn't give you 2 holidays.
Yeah, it's always the man left. It's never she did something to cause him to leave.
Right. Well, this is many a comic. Not many a comic. I've heard it a few times. It's the best. When a woman breaks up with a man, there's a million reasons, but a man only has one. She went fucking nuts. Like that's it. There's never like a list of reasons.
Yeah, you went crazy on me.
But it's actually seemed. I don't know if the internet. It's like people are sick of that argument now. But it seems like 5 years ago that was the big. Like, what about all, now? Today I didn't see it so much. Today I don't know. It might like died down in its fear.
Yeah, well, 'cause now it's all about gender stuff. Right now it's anybody can be a mom or a dad. Depending on how they feel that day.
Right. Yeah. Depending on what color.
You could be a mom on Mother's Day, and then come Father's Day, you could feel like a father.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where we are nowadays.
It's a wacky world.
What's the worst Father's Day gift you've ever received? Then you're like, what the fuck? Not to out your kids on the podcast. But.
No, I don't even know. I mean, I honestly,
have they made the like little stick box with the?
I usually get a shitty birthday gift. I'll tell you, it's usually something that my wife or my kid really wants, and somehow I end up getting as my.
They do that. They gift you something that they're going to use.
Yeah.
Your wife like, oh, here's a juicer. I don't want one, but I always did.
Yes. Yeah. Father's Day really is more for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your birthday's for everybody else.
Well, like one Christmas we got Apple TV, and I still don't like it. Like, I mean, it's okay, but it's like. I didn't want this, and now I can't get the fucking hockey game. Now I can't. No, I can't flip. It's like it's just the biggest pain in the fucking ass when
your kids want to watch The Mandalorian, so they got Disney Plus for you.
Yeah, it's like now it's like we almost everyone's cut the cord or whatever. But it at the time I was like, this is the last thing I wanted. Was Apple TV.
Dude, I knew once they started cutting the cord that this was going to be a bad thing because now everyone's just paying $20 to 48 different services, and it's more expensive than your cable bill.
I was trying to work about that gift on stage, like the kind of premise on stage was like, now I'm paying this for, the one thing I don't have is I don't have Paramount Plus. I have everything. I just want to see the new Stallone thing, but I've paid for every other fucking thing, but I can't see Tulsa King. It's like, what's on? So on Paramount? You gotta be shitting me. It's like,
there's always a new one. Everything's on a different fucking streaming network too. It's not like all your favorite shows are on the one.
Right.
Because used to be, you got HBO, you got The Sopranos, you got this, you got The Wire, right? It was like they were the ones making all like the good new
Well, now
content.
I just want to see, now I'm fucked because that is my one thing. I don't even have net. I don't have anything on it's on my TV, but on my phone, I don't have anything except HBO Plus, which now I have to change because I wanted the HBO Plus on my.
Oh, now it's Max.
And now it's like, you have to do this. I'm like, what the fuck? At least on my, on my Spectrum app.
Yeah.
Because That's the real. And Spectrum is my cell phone. That's like a commercial for Spectrum. Spectrum, my cell phone. It's my it's everything. Of everything, Spectrum has the best customer service to me, and I don't have a problem with it. And my HBO on my Spectrum is still HBO, at least.
Dude,
I watch HBO now on my Spectrum because I don't feel like going through the bullshit
Go to the app.
Of the app. But the reason why I have this is because no matter where I'm at in the world, no matter what airport I'm in, I can always watch a little Sopranos or a little Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I ever really kind of will be like,
well, this pass the time while you're waiting for a flight.
This 9-hour bullshit. Well, at least I can watch a little fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Exactly. Dude, I feel like they change the apps every so often, like, HBO Max to Max, just so you have to like re-log in, because I feel like they know that you share your password. Netflix did this. They started charging you $8 a month for everyone that wasn't in your home that was using
really
the app just a couple months, like last month. Yeah, and I was like, I don't know how they do this, but I went in and checked because I got like an email from Netflix like, hey, it's a bunch of accounts that aren't in your location using your sign-in. So you have to log them out, or we're going to charge you $8 a month for each one of them. And there's probably like fucking 12. I mean, friends of mine, girls I dated, people I used to live with, like my old roommates from back in Boston.
Yeah.
And I had to like fucking log them all out. And I
a lot of rekindled relationships.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, actually, I got like 6 text messages. Hey, man, what happened to your Netflix? I said, nothing. They're going to start charging me $8 a month for your lazy ass watching it.
Yeah. I don't even do any, I don't do anything of that because I got double penetrated on Instagram.
What happened?
I got
like hacked.
I got hacked, and then
double penetrated. I was like, whoa.
I got double penetrated, so I knew that I got hacked, and then like an idiot, I go, oh, I was hacked on Instagram. And it was like I was like seeing my own funeral, like famous.
They
like,
all came after you.
Well, they were asking for money, so I had really famous comedians, not even friends of mine, but acquaintances of mine, calling me Joey B, like Burr.
Yeah.
All my real friends knew, but like I love Jessica Kirsten, and I love a couple other famous people that were like, hey Joe, are you okay? So I go, yeah, I was hacked. So I just went on Twitter and said I was hacked. Okay. So then, that's an idiot thing to do. I'm telling everyone, don't ever announce you're hacked.
Why? What happened?
So then, like, this guy's very smart. He probably knows what happened. Somebody goes, oh, Joe, I'm a big fan of Puck Off. I'll help you out.
Oh, this fucking scammers show up.
So then he double fucked me over. And then I had to have my agent, like, call fuck. Because if you're a regular person, you can, once you're hacked, like I was hacked, you're done.
Yeah. Well, because they ask for like, oh, give us like $3,000, we'll give your account back. Some sort of bullshit.
Yeah. And I'm like, fuck that. But I was like, okay, it's over, because my daughter got hacked like I did. I go, don't do anything, and then she got it back from regular Instagram in like in like 3 hours.
Oh wow.
Because they do the whole thing. They take your picture and it's you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But like I would idiotically gave him like here's all my info.
Oh no.
Help me out. Yeah.
Oh no!
So my buddy, who's a computer genius, he tracked the guy down.
Where was he?
He was in North Carolina, and I still know where he's at. So we know where you're at, brother.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I got my thing.
North
back.
Carolina. I wonder if that's a good racket. Like, I wonder what success rate they have. I mean, they must do 1,000 people a day because it's just automatic.
They probably do 100,000 people. It's a computer, and if someone falls for it.
Yeah,
like I did, but like if you're just a little hacked, you're cool. But I idiotically was like, then got double penetrated. I was
double penetrated.
Yeah. So no, when someone's like, hey, anything that's like, hey, put your phone number, I don't do anything.
No,
I don't do.
Click this link. Nope.
No. But anything.
Yeah.
Like someone just one of them said like, hey, we need to update your phone number just in case. Like, no, I don't care.
Well, next time you're bored in an airport, if you want to feel some reverse justice, watch some of those YouTube videos where hackers reverse engineer into the call center that's doing all of these call things.
Oh.
And say, I'm looking at you through your webcam, and you just watch a room full of people just go berserk.
Oh, like these troll farms where they do the hack, like the industrial level hacking.
Yeah, the guy will hack into the security stream, everything.
Oh my god, dude! You know what's what's even scarier than that? I saw a whole documentary on it. Swatting. Have you heard about this?
You mean like Keem Olajuwon swatting?
No. Like this happens a lot to gamers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there'll be like gamers playing on like Xbox Live or whatever, that little fucking jerky off headset on, and we'll be cursing out a 13-year-old. And the 13-year-old on the other side will be like, all right, yeah. And he'll like mute his thing, call up the police, and say so-and-so at this address, giving the guy like, across the country his address. You know, there's a bomb threat or there's a kidnapping at that address, and they'll send the SWAT team in, and they'll be live on Instagram, like live on Xbox, watching this guy playing, and all of a sudden the fucking cops kick in his door, they have guns out, like, well, you know, like, because they think there's an actual kidnapping going on. So let's send the SWAT team in to go fucking break into your house while you're playing video games.
And they don't go after the people who call in the SWAT team, because that should be a felony.
Well, that's what happened. So the documentary I saw, it was about a guy who swatted another guy, but the cops ended up killing him by accident. And they're like, well, is it attempted? Does this guy have like involuntary manslaughter, murder charges? He called in a phony police report, and the police actually shot this guy to death. And they're like,
well, yeah, don't call it on a black guy.
You're really asking for it.
Yeah, make sure he's white before you do it.
So you don't get brought up on murder charges.
Yeah.
See this trailer?
Oh, it's the whole movie? Oh, this is what? Yeah, the movie you two made, right?
I wrote and directed this movie.
Nice. It's about swatting, right?
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking about it.
We've covered this ground.
Oh, no way.
He's got. So was it? What did they call it on a black guy in this one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, geez, I didn't even see this.
Well,
Well, that's a great plug for your movie.
It was the wrong house, is what it was. So they called it to a guy at the wrong address, and
they
a
shot a
family
black
opened
guy?
the door and had no clue who it was.
That's pretty neat. And you wrote this and directed this whole movie.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Legit.
man. It looks fucking great.
It was so successful.
Mike's got
I'm
actual
now
talent,
producing
unlike us.
podcasts.
Hey,
Well, you got actual talent, you know. I just got to make fun of my dick on stage, and that's what I'm trying to make.
your online has been hilarious.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
really.
it.
Yeah. No, it really has been. You're like,
can
whatever
fucking-
you're taking other people's stuff and making it funny.
Taking a piss out of them,
Yeah.
a little bit. It's called breaking balls. People don't like it this day and age. I get in a lot of trouble for it sometimes.
Oh, you know, well, it's good you have a day job, because now you're like sitting at the computer doing shit. I really see your work.
You know what's funny is that nobody at my day job told me that they knew about my comedy career. They just like didn't. Because I'm, you know, I guess I'm technically like the boss or one of the bosses,
Right.
And they didn't mention it until like my boss mentioned it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we love your stuff online." I didn't want to say anything. I'm like, I'm not hiding it from anybody.
Well, that's interesting, because a lot of people with way less power than you in their real life hide who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I got into this business so I wouldn't have to. Because honestly, I felt like if someone had a problem with me making dick jokes online, they wouldn't hire me. I don't want to work for those kind of fucking assholes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what I do on my own time, what do you give a shit? What do you care if I cover myself in peanut butter and run through the woods on a weekend? Like,
Yeah.
if I show up on Monday and do the job I do, then don't worry about it, you know?
I agree with that in almost anything in life. You know, no, but I mean, who cares what somebody? I don't know. I'm very much as a libertarian. Like, who cares? No, you're not fucking with somebody else. Who cares?
Exactly.
Who cares?
Exactly.
But
What was the last day job you had? Was it bouncing at the strip club?
I've only had a real job like for like from like Halloween until like February. I worked for Sharper Image in downtown San Francisco at the call center. I made it through Christmas, and that's where
Oh my God, the tough period.
Well, yeah, no, because then they cut
Seasonal,
then they cut everybody except and my ranking for making people happy was like 100%.
No shit.
But my ranking for like saving the company money was like dead last.
Is everything free if you got Joe Bartnick on the line?
Oh yeah. Oh
Don't
yeah.
worry, I'll place that for free.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Keep the one you
oh,
got.
Oh yeah, I know. Our suitcases suck. We'll send you more. Just and when they break again, we'll send them again. Don't worry about it. What's your address? Yeah. And my on the call was like I'd be on forever, because I'm like, once you're on the call, like why not just?
Oh, so you have to do less calls during the day.
Oh yeah.
You start asking them, "How's your day? What's going on?"
But in usual,
you a Bears fan? The Bears played well last night.
Yeah,
You didn't
exactly.
anything?
Yeah, but in usual Joe Bartnick, you know, people knock on wood seem to like me in settings, so that they just kind of liked having me around. So I was never complain against me. So I did that, but then it was, you know, getting up at 6 a.m. because you have to be on the East Coast time, a little rough. So but my boss there, I can still see his face. I can think of his name, but I would constantly give him the shot because he gave the greatest. I think his name was Harry, but I just space up. But he had the greatest line I still use to this day. He goes, you like working here? I go, yeah, everybody's cool. And he goes, life's too short to work with people that suck. And I was like, that's a smart man, smart man behind that desk. But from there, then I went to Bay Area Barter, BAB for sure, which was a barter company. It was a barter company.
It's a barter company.
It was a way. It was.
I assume this was in the 20th century. It wasn't like fucking
no. Well,
1200s when
I don't know
money.
what cent. It was like 1994.
Okay.
So what century that
30
is.
years ago.
Yeah. It was a way. I think the government cracked down on it, but it was a way like that. If you. Like if you're a barber shop and then there's a tire shop. If you understand, I'll just explain it. So you got points on our exchange. So if you gave away like 5 free haircuts, then you could go buy
tires.
You go buy tires, but it didn't have to be like a Harry's Haircuts to Ted's Tires. It could be filtered through whatever Benny's burrito stand.
Okay.
But we ran the exchange.
Oh, so that's just got to be a way to avoid taxes. The government has to get involved.
Yeah,
Fuck that. We're not getting a piece.
I'm sure they did.
We can't get one of those 4 tires in taxes the way we would sales tax.
I just wasn't good at. I was great at making people laugh and hang out, but then you had to give like the big hey. You had to like crack down on people that were like they didn't want to give away their shit for free, and I had to do that like the old school Pittsburgh Italian way. I don't know how to do that on the phone, and like I can show up and make you give the guy free tires.
I could threaten a guy. It's hard to issue threats over the phone when I'm wearing one of those little gay headsets.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Like I'm in a boy band.
Yeah, I couldn't work the phone system, but it was And then after that, I basically started doing. I started being a courier. I did that for about 4 months.
That's a nice way of saying drug dealing.
No, it was B-roll. It was B-roll B team FedEx, like Bay Area, just in San Francisco.
Okay.
And then that's because I was going to do comedy. And then I started working for Bill Graham Presents, Punchline, and the rest is history.
Oh, so you started comedy out in San Francisco. I thought you started in Pittsburgh.
No, and the last time I worked anywhere that wasn't comedy, other than giving a couple student tours, was like 2003. I was answering phones at the Punchline.
Okay. So you started comedy. I thought I don't know why.
No, 1997, San Francisco.
What was the scene like in '97 up there? It must have been hot.
It was fantastic, but I'll tell you, I just did this Sunday showcase like 2 weeks ago in San Francisco. That every comic was fantastic on stage. It was great. Because I'll tell you, the last couple of times I was there, I was like, yeah. But this time was great. The show was fantastic.
Do you think the last time you were up there was the woke comedy thing was hot? I feel like that kind of died down a lot.
It died down a lot. I think it's just, I think it was the city was in a really weird spot. I think it really was like way too much money for anybody funny to make an existence.
Okay. Silicon
I think
Valley cut its fucking hooks and everyone was uptight.
Well, no, I can see it coming, in 2000 when waitresses need day jobs. It's not as fun a city to live in.
Yeah.
When your chick you're trying to bang, I gotta get up and go to work in 3 hours. Like, what? You should be going to brunch. What are you talking about? So I think the economy just made it where it's like it was really hard to exist up there.
When did you get down to LA? How long were you up there before you moved down?
Like 2007-ish. I lasted through like 3 or 4 big changes in the city. And then it was finally just big fish, small pond, time to go.
All right.
And my daughter was getting big enough where like I couldn't afford private school. So
you had your kids up there.
I just have one daughter, but yeah, I mean she was like 3, she was like 4. It was like just time.
Yeah, I don't know how people raise any sort of family. You got to be making fucking $2 million a year to have kids up there. I mean, it's like New York's expensive, LA's expensive, San Francisco is a whole other level. I feel like.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't compare it to New York, but it's definitely cheaper down here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but it's all relative. No, that's a stupid thing to say. I don't know. It can be done anywhere if you want it to be done. It was just time to go for me.
Yeah. So you said you couldn't afford to send your kid to private school. You send your kid to private school now or Catholic school? You sound like a Catholic school kid. I imagine.
Yeah, it was awful.
But do you send your daughter to Catholic school?
No.
Okay.
It's funny because I won't say the name, but a friend of mine was like, we send our kids to this school and you should send it to be fun to go. And we went to the first meeting and I got like, when someone says like, they've been in jail for 30 years, and then the first second they're thinking they have to go back.
Yeah.
I was sitting in that in orientation.
The anxiety kicked in.
I was just like, I can't put my kid through this.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Especially if you're paying $60,000 a year to fucking do it.
Yeah, I was. I don't
Whatever
know.
it cost, whatever. I mean, it's more expensive than it should be.
Well, what was funny was I'll tell you. Then we went to. My daughter went to Montessori for a few years, and my daughter, like, you know, it's so funny because they're like our neighborhood was near like some really rich people, and so these Asian kids, really foreign dignitaries kids, were brilliant, and they're teaching these kids all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't need my kid to know 90 flags of the world. I just need her to know the American flag.
You're raising an American first kid.
I don't want her to speak Chinese. I want her to speak English, or whatever the case may be. It's like because it was all kind of learn on your own. And my kid is like me, left to my devices, like she's just playing Barbies.
Yeah,
She's not.
Yeah, that kid needs discipline. Does anyone here discipline this kid?
Yeah, and not the public schools or Catholic school, but there's a thing where everyone's going to learn.
Yeah,
this
basics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So then she went back to public school for a long time, and then she was lucky enough to she got into like the Fame High School of Pasadena, CS Arts.
Oh, nice.
For musical theater. So it was like either that or go to regular high school and play basketball. Was really hoping she should do that, but her school was an excellent school. Like it was like they had Disney Day.
Oh my God. It's like one of those things, that's a big thing out here. Like, and look, I have no kids, so this is all hearsay to me, but like having to interview, like the parents have to interview to get their kids into the school.
Right.
But but this even happens like in nursery schools. Like
that's what I've been told.
Like your kid is fucking 3 years old. They got to give him a little test, and you got to have to interview with like.
Well, I mean,
it's like what? It's like the kids. He eats glue like every other kid at that age. Fucking, you want him in or not? I have the money. Like you're like what?
Right? Yeah. I mean, we were nowhere near. I mean, I have nowhere near the amount of money to play in that
realm. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm doing okay, but I was doing really good then. And so we had a little bit for Montessori school. That's they kind of need people. That's not like some high end.
Yeah, no, I've heard
like she wasn't with like Brad Pitt's kids.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know,
she wasn't hanging out with Apple or whatever the fuck he named his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we live in Pasadena, so it's a little less like there's some but she did audition for the high school. I mean, she had to do it. It was like college because like people come from 2 hours away to go to this. Because it's
yeah, it's like the Fame High School, like you said.
Yeah, but what's funny is then you have like it's like take it down a notch. The moms who
yeah.
like think like, oh my god, my daughter's gonna be on The Young and the Restless. It's like
The Young and the Restless,
or whatever. It's like
really dating yourself.
Yeah, well, I don't even know, but that's still on the air. Don't kid yourself.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
The executive producer that's a billionaire. He's been on the air for 40 years.
I mean, it's been on forever. But I mean, like I mean, just they have high achievement, high thoughts of what their kids. It's like, where if it was in Omaha, it would be like I think it would still be
fun. Yeah.
It would still be a high school play,
exactly,
and not like a gateway to.
Yeah, you fucking Ari Emanuel's not gonna come see you at this and pluck you out of obscurity.
Right. Well, the one thing that was cool was like some dad. This is just in middle school. Her middle school was very good too. The musical teacher, she played trumpet and was very good at trumpet, and they had a little orchestra. And the teacher was amazing. She got these kids to sound like
awesome.
Yeah, like 25, 30 kids just. And one of the dads wrote something who had whatever the word is, it Emmys,
Grammy,
Oscar for the movie soundtrack.
Oh,
like
for the movie, okay, Oscar,
yeah. And so like a couple of the songs were like. And the dad, like wrote it just for like the. So there's a little bit of juice in some of the kids, but for the most part, it wasn't. Yeah.
Is your daughter an actor, musician? What's her thing?
I think my wife scared her dreams away out of her. Like, don't be like your dad. I don't
really.
Know. Well, I don't know. She was. It's funny because she was a really good actress and she did summer stock. I don't think that's much as like she did summer stock in the East Coast, and I think she realized then like, hey, this is a job.
Oh, stage acting for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, movie acting seems like a fucking joke in some respects.
Compared to
stage acting, yeah.
Like summer stock, like 7 shows a week.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You see a Broadway show, like, holy shit, they got to memorize 3 hours worth of dialogue, and they can't fuck up at all 3 times a night. Like, that's real work.
Yeah.
Some actor, like, on a lot, it's like, he could fuck that scene up 15 times, and you wouldn't know it.
Yeah. 100%. So, and I think she got over it, but then she was in the Well, also, I mean, COVID took 2 years out of her high school away.
Jeez, that must be tough as kids. Man.
So, her senior year, she got her senior year, she was cast in like one of the big musicals at the end of the year. She did great. And then her ballet school, which she went to for 10,
oh man, she's really she's talented.
For 10
playing the trumpet, ballet.
Yeah, for 10 years, she for 10 years they gave her this after the whole. I know this because it was the day the Penguins lost to the Rangers in overtime game 7.
You remember it all based on what the Penguins were at all time?
Oh, I perfected the string of the headphones through the shirt up to your ears. I've sat through so much musical theater bullshit. I perfected it.
Father of the Year, Joe Bartnick.
I was there. You can't.
I showed up. Showing up's 9/10 of it.
Yeah. Turn it down when she's singing.
Exactly. Your wife just gives you the elbow, and now it's time to turn it off. Okay.
Oh yeah. But then they gave her the teacher came out and gave her like this huge bouquet. Like, you were here for 10 years, and they God. It was a pretty big deal. I was really pretty. She was so happy. I was so proud of her. But in that little time frame, then I don't know if I'm talking too much about myself or my family, but then for like a month, I was back on the road. She was like, my wife said, she's sad, but I'm like, she's probably sad because her ballet career is kind of over, and her musical theater thing over. Because then all of a sudden she wanted to, like not go to college,
okay,
and do this.
And right into
some other things were going on in
showbiz.
Yeah, and some other things were going on in my life, and I'm like, I'm freaking out here. Problem here. I come home and I just go, boo. Here's the deal. I go, if you don't want to go to college, I don't care. Okay, the money I'm going to waste on that, I'll buy you a car. You can go take things at the Groundlings, go to community college for a couple, and get a part-time job.
Yeah,
that's fine. Just so you know, you think I hustle now. That is nothing.
To when I started, yeah.
Compared to when I used to hustle.
Yeah.
So you can do that, and I got you back. Or you go to Santa Barbara College on our dime. Go to the beach for. Yeah. She's going to Italy next year. She's going to Italy next semester.
Dream, yeah.
Yeah. Then you come back. Whatever you want to do, you do. But at least you shut your mother up for a year. See what it's like.
You level with her?
Yeah.
Quiet mom down?
And that's it. Like, so she's completed first year, got great grades in Santa Barbara. She has one more semester. She go to Italy, and then I go, because I understand. Don't be the person who's 28 at the Improv going, I should have started.
Yeah.
Because Saturday Night Live's never going to pick you when you're 20. Like,
they get you young.
But you'll still be 20 if you decide that's what you want to do and do your thing. Because she really is pretty talented. I got to say.
Does she want to get into comedy, or does she want to get into straight acting?
I think she can do funny acting.
Okay.
But we'll see. I right now she wants to be an archaeologist now.
See, that's the thing about being young, man. Who the fuck knows?
Right.
So I was in my mid-30s where I was like, you know what? I don't like what I used to do. I want to do something different. like it kind of came to me, at that hour.
Yeah, I'm always ready to do something different. Like, who knows what you really want to do?
Yeah, that's a good point. See, Father of the Year, Joe Bartnick, giving out good advice to the listeners. Who knows what you want to do?
I think kids these days are thinking I have to have 2 or 3 careers because the way things change so quick. What could you do today that you think is going to exist in 15 years?
Well, yeah, that's for certain. And you certainly don't work for the same job. But I will say, at least your daughter sounds like she has actual talent. She's acted. She's done ballet. She plays an instrument. Because a lot of kids now just want to be an influencer, which is just a celebrity with no discernible talent. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%. And I've been places and called different people whores and glorified strippers and all this that are infamous, famous people. And other people are like, oh, how can you say that? I go, do they play an instrument? I go, I'm raising a daughter. I want her to know that you have to have some ability to do anything and not just marry a drug dealer.
Yeah. Or have boobs.
Right, yeah. Or just dance. Yeah. Like you got to be able to play. Like, that's music to me. Or that's like having a skill. Yeah, absolutely. What I'm even more, like, I just think that, like, you went to a very good college and you have skills, but my wife doesn't want to hear this, but like, I would rather she just like went to a trade school.
Yeah.
I don't mean be a plumber, but learn a skill, learn how to like take blood out of somebody, learn something that like they can't take away from you.
Yeah, learn how to weld.
Right.
Welders always have a job. I don't know anyone who's get their welding job taken away.
Yeah, or just any like I mean, look how like you can't supermarket now. There used to be 30 jobs. Now there's like 2.
None. Yeah.
You know-
you're watching people steal at self-checkout. That's the only job left at a supermarket.
Right. It used to be, pumping gas. Now you pump, like, they just keep taking away jobs. So get a job that they can never take away.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I just told her like last week. I go, what are you thinking about doing? She's like, I may be an I don't think archaeologist or whatever. It sounds fun. But it's like, I don't know, man.
Shit,
yeah, but maybe be something they can't take away from you.
Yeah. I know that.
That's
Nursing, that's always good. Like you said, taking blood. Nursing.
Yeah, because that totally doesn't mean some very, very talented friends of mine are hairdressers. You know what? And usually they can do what they want to do. They can act. They can do comedy. But when push comes to shove, they can go cut somebody's hair.
Cut some hair, yeah,
and
exactly.
make some money. As opposed to people, I studied English. Well, what are you doing? You're doing nothing. You're
pretty soon.
Uber driver.
ChatGPT is gonna be writing fucking jokes, and we're
Because now you can't even be an Uber driver. They have their own Uber.
Yeah, the self-driving Uber fucking cars are coming out.
And I'll tell you what, some New York comic buddies of mine put me in the AI whatever.
Oh, the ChatGPT.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, the jokes they wrote for me, the computer did, wasn't that bad.
Really?
It wasn't the best, but it was totally like me.
Really?
And like if I was the host of like the Joe Bartnick show on Fox,
it was like a watered down Joe Bartnick kind of thing.
Yes, but not in the sense of it's just a little bit odd. And I'm just saying it's a little bit. It was good enough to do it like at an open mic.
Okay,
but it wasn't like I would put that in my next
material,
special.
Yeah,
it was like
it was a good new 5, but it wasn't anything you'd use. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like it did sound like I wrote it.
So
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't sound like it was like from Reader's Digest. It was definitely like me.
I wonder how they like put the query in, because when I first heard about this ChatGPT shit probably about 8-9 months ago, I put up I was like, all right, let's see how good it is. Like, write a joke about women, and it said, oh, sorry, we can't do that. It could be offensive. Blah blah blah.
Really?
And I'm like, well, first of all, the machine assumes I wanted an offensive joke about women, which of course I did, but how was it going to know that when I just said write a joke about women? But then it didn't give me a joke. But then I said write a joke about a dog, and it gave me some bullshit knock joke. So they must have since then they must have upgraded the software to fucking make it legit, because that was like ChatGPT 2. I think they're up to 4 now.
Okay. Well, what I heard is, however much, like if you Google me, how much comes up in me.
Oh yeah, because it
that's
combs
like
the internet.
That's like how much. So like someone like Bill or Jim Jeffries or whoever, they can get billion because there's millions of shit.
Yeah, but I didn't ask him to write a joke in my voice. I just said write any joke about a woman.
See, there
I was very
there you go. So that's probably the difference.
Okay. Oh, so you got to ask about a specific person. Write a joke about women like Bill Burr.
Like my friend Colin and Ray, they're New York, they're from Pittsburgh, but they said, hey, write a. So that's how.
Okay.
I didn't even know where it is. I didn't even know if it's on the dark web. I don't even know where you find the Chat GPT or whatever. I don't know.
Where do you find it?
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
You can't even use your Netflix app on your phone.
I know.
Fucking Chat GPT.
Dude, I couldn't even use I got a new phone, and then for some reason the Delta wasn't coming up on my wallet. Like my.
Oh yeah, that's for your wallet on your iPhone.
Yeah, because I could go and send a wallet, and I'm like, it's not doing it. And I'm just like,
fucking bullshit.
But I'll tell you, you have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
It's like I still work with people that have the other.
Oh, the BlackBerry.
Whatever. It's not
a flip phone. They got a fucking T-Mobile.
Well, no, it's like a.
Oh, the Samsung or that.
Whatever it is. It's the Pepsi of
the Pepsi of phones.
Yeah, and it's just like you can't. And it's like you can't set. Then I even found out that the resolution isn't even as good for a picture.
Oh yeah, because they have different like I guess he would know.
The one intern I ever had, I bought an iPhone for the first day. It was Skinny George, just like, George, you need a new phone. I won't deal with this. You can't be the only person in the group chat who takes
the green bullshit. Yeah,
but he'd take the whole chat from an iPhone chat to other chat.
Right, and you can't.
Then you can't have that.
Then you can't. Oh, I'm sorry to step on you talking. And then you can't see if they've seen it.
Yes.
Like, are you ignoring me? Did you see it? What do you think of this? I want to see red.
Dude, I got yeah, exactly.
That's all I got to see. You read it. You get it. You saw it. Like, that's all.
I got my first iPhone because a girl I was dating at the time. I had a BlackBerry, and this is like after iPhone 3 came out. So there was a few generations of iPhone. I was hanging on to a BlackBerry. She's like, why do you still have that? I was like, I got it free from my job, and fucking fine. I don't need a goddamn internet connection. I'm being abstinent, fucking being a pain in the ass. And we were drinking at a bar. 3 drinks later, she grabs my phone and just smashed it on the floor. She's like, now you can go to an iPhone tomorrow. It's like, you fucking bitch. When I went and got an iPhone, and a week later, I was like, thanks, this is awesome. I like thanked her for it. Like,
Well,
what an upgrade. Changed my life.
Well, that's like my wife. She's always kind of, she's stubborn. And she was like it was a little bit past. We're like, it was like 50. It wasn't like,
It wasn't too late in the switch over, yeah.
Yeah, it was just a little bit late. Like I had an iPhone.
Yeah.
So this is, I like the camera better. I take better pictures. Like, you fucking stupid. It's a picture. And as soon as she got, like, this is fantastic.
This is amazing.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I think even if who cares about other people, at least everything here is like on my computer.
Yeah, it all syncs up. Yeah.
That's like the best thing.
Yeah.
It's on both places.
Except when your porn gets synced up to your laptop and your wife catches you.
Oh, my
I didn't know you were into this.
Well, we used to have my mother-in-law use our computer one time. She had a heart attack. You know how like the first thing you hit, it comes up like the first letter.
What
When
was
you
it?
Google something.
What was it? What was it?
I can't say it on this.
Why do you think you're in a Firefox browser, not a Google Chrome browser on the?
Oh, is it Firefox? Because
No, I meant on this screen right in front of you.
Oh, because he used Chrome for his beat-off material.
Because it's in my special. I talk about how my favorite porn star is Bill Gates. Not Bill Gates. Who's the guy from
Bill
Apple?
Gates?
Who's the guy from Apple?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Yeah, because he put porn on your phone.
Yeah, yeah.
and that's I won't do my bit, but it's at the end of near the end of my special. But yeah, it's the best.
When's that coming out?
It's the summer of Bartnick starting in
right.
very soon. Probably when this comes out, it'll probably be going on. And we're trying to sync it up so it hits every platform
All at once.
the same day.
Yeah.
XM, Pluto, Prime, and all things comedy, YouTube.
That's going to be fucking sick, dude.
So that's going to be fun. So we're kind of figuring out. But yeah, no, that's the other thing though. Like, I've never had a problem with porn on my phone. This isn't even my bit. I've never a computer. There's always I remember the
Pop-ups.
The chick from Mad Men with the big tits.
Oh, so hot.
Christina
Hendricks. So hot.
They literally said, "Who wants to see her tits?"
Everybody.
I hit the button. Literally, it's like it got JFK'd my computer. Like that was it, dude. My computer literally explode like that. That was it. The end of my computer.
I mean, that's clickbait if I've ever seen. Who wants to see her? I mean, she had the best.
Yeah,
life on
but
earth.
imagine it just boom. I mean, my last Apple was I've had 2 Apple computers now, and the last one I had was the first time I ever had a computer that died of old age.
Natural causes?
Yeah, every other computer just had computer AIDS from porn. Just that's it. Is one too many fucking porn,
It always corrupts you.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into a little news before we get out of here. I don't know if you saw this, Joe. Starbucks ordered to pay over $25 million to a manager who says she was fired for being white.
What, did she work too hard?
Yeah. She didn't like that. The union didn't like it.
Yeah, hey, you're making us look bad.
No, it says a jury is found in favor of a former Starbucks regional director, Shannon Phillips, who sued the company for wrongful firing. She claims she was terminated for being white. She worked at the Starbucks for about 13 years, and she managed a regional store in which those 2 black men in Philadelphia were arrested for loitering. I don't know if you remember this in 2018. Those 2
Yeah,
black
they were
guys.
sitting there, yeah.
She was the regional manager overseeing over 80 locations, that being one of them, and the company fired her after the incident. They returned a verdict of $25.6 million and punitive damages of $600,000.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't think I've ever been so happy to be fired in my life. That's like the dream, is to be terminated and then get to sue your boss.
That's what so many people do. They just always pull that card. Either women or minorities. They can't wait to be fired just so they can pull that card.
Yeah, but a white lady finally pulled the reverse Uno card on Starbucks.
Yeah, I know. Well, she did have the woman card though,
Yeah, I wonder if it was a white guy, if they would have handed him the same amount of
It would
money.
have been less money.
He probably still would have got it though.
Probably. You
I
just need a
think.
good lawyer. But yeah, that's pretty. Well, I did see over by where my back doctor is. I was sitting at Starbucks, and this just dirtbag was sitting there, and this little kid, he's like, "You got to go," and the guy did get up and leave. But it seemed like it was the area where there's a lot of cops would come by, so he probably was like, "I don't have a problem," because I was literally sitting there thinking, if he fucked this little kid, I'm gonna crack his skull.
Oh yeah, I mean, if
It was just
fucking-
like a nice little Starbucks kid when he was like, "You can't have your head down, fucking.
Yeah, I mean, the Starbucks have kind of become like
They're embassies for shitty people.
it's like the library. Like, the library used to be where homeless go to stay warm during the winter.
Yeah.
That's what Starbucks has become.
And air conditioning in the summer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's it's like the $3 movie theater in Pasadena.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they got free Wi-Fi and the government gave out phones.
Yep.
So they're all looking at porn.
Yep, that's what goes on in the library these days. That and drag queen story hour at the library. Library sounds a lot more fun now than it did when I was a kid.
Oh, the best
They got
was
drag shows and homeless people.
when my daughter was like 4. My daughter was like 3 or she was old enough to understand story time, and could like walk into story time. One of the ladies at the story time every day was a different person, and like Tuesday, Thursdays was this big titted chick.
And so Joe showed up every Tuesday and Thursday.
Oh, I sent my dad down. Happy Father's Day, Dad. I sent him down there.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah.
Hey, take your granddaughter's story hour down to the library. You're gonna like it.
Yeah.
Take your picture with Christina Hendricks.
All right, here's a good one. We're talking about pornography. Pornography consumption linked to serious health issues for men, according to a study. A new report suggests a significant link between men who watch problematic pornography and the likelihood of them developing an eating disorder. That's new to me. A total of 705 men participated in the study, ranging from ages 18 to 62. Roughly 68% of the men were straight. The men were asked to answer about their pornography consumption and whether they engage in eating disorder behaviors such as binging and purging. And apparently, watching porn more than a few hours a week has a high correlation to men
I
having...
can see that. Because once you jerk off, you're just like, I ain't going out. I'll just have a sandwich and stay home. Like, once you jerk off, you're kind of like, your level of doing shit goes down.
Yeah, you want to do anything. But
Yeah.
I'm surprised it gives them like they're like, oh, it's unrealistic body images. It's like, well, I don't think the guys in porn are like, necessarily jacked. Like, I would think they feel bad about their dick size, not how fat or thin they were. You know,
Yeah.
like it's like weird for a guy to watch porn and be like, you know what, I need to be thinner.
Oh, I thought, they're saying they were anorexic and bulimic, or they just were obese?
They were the anorexic. They were like they had eating disorders trying to lose weight after looking at porn. But I'm like, why would they?
No, I don't understand.
That's a weird link to me.
Yeah, that
I
is.
got a pair of tits over here that begs the differ.
I don't know. Yeah, the amount of porn that's consumed now. I mean, like, obviously the internet drives porn, or the porn drives internet consumption. But I feel like it gets weirder and weirder every year, and I wonder where it's going to end. Like, or is there an end? You know, like, is it? I remember when I was a kid, like, it was just tits, ass, and some bush. You know, like, but now it's like spitting in each other's mouths and choking each other out and fucking.
But that's been there for a long time now, though. I mean, like at least 10 years.
The spitting in the mouth. Yeah, the choking. But I'm saying, but what's the next level? Like, where does it end? Because you got the furries out there now. Yeah, people. We were talking about it last week with my guest. There's a website where guys just put their dicks in heels. That's a kink.
Like heels, like
a woman's heel. Like a guy will just put his dick in a woman's shoe, and that's like a turn on for these guys. Not the actual woman he's fucking her heel.
I don't know. Remember that show, Real Sex?
Oh yeah.
How these people went through all these, like, they dress up in costumes. They just get a blowjob in a fucking Mazda. Like, isn't that enough?
A blowjob in a Miata.
Yeah, like, I gotta go drive to Portland and dress up in the fucking suit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they show them these nudist colonies. It's always like 200 people. None of them you want to see naked.
Yeah, but it's always just this big thing just to bust a nut. Like, it's like.
Yeah, I agree. What is all the? We got to break out the sex swing. It's like, who's got the time? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I'm trying to get to it.
Yeah, I don't know. All that, it just doesn't really interest. I don't know. That's just too much aggravation.
Yeah. Well, you're a man. You're born in the 70s, right? Or 80s?
69.
69. So are you still a fan of the Bush? Is that like a thing for you? Or would you separate from that?
Nah, I like it all. I prefer
I'll take whatever I can get.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys.
Oh, I prefer like a little racing stripe.
Okay.
Be nice. A little something there. But in general, bald over Bush. But I think a little something there was nice.
But they're coming. The Bush is coming back, dude.
Yeah, because women are just lazy.
No. Like the fucking men, like, well, that's true. But men, like, it's a thing. Like it's like retro. You know how
Right.
like bell bottoms came back in the
Right.
90s for a little while.
Well, it's something different.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like my dad didn't like Bush. I'm gonna like Bush.
Whatever your dad didn't like.
Right. Yeah.
Well, think about it. In a generation from now, It's like my dad became my mom, so I'm into what? Like like if the gender bending, like what are they going to be into?
I don't know.
I
think there's going to be a reckoning of some sort with all that nonsense.
Yeah, is your daughter like super into the cultural political scene, or is she pretty normal? Because I feel like it's not normal for children to be into politics like the way they are now.
Well, because she went to a theater performing arts college or school in Pasadena.
Yeah, I'm sure they
and now
shoehorned it in.
And now goes to a UC Santa Barbara. She's probably more liberal than the person who goes to like Ball State in Indiana. But
she's got some they friends.
Yeah,
yeah. But she's pro gay. I'm totally pro gay. I
don't think anybody isn't anymore at this point. I feel like being gay is so old news. Like that's a question of whether
gender non-binary. And that's what I think is. I don't think I totally applaud that, and I think that's fantastic. But I think the reckoning, I think all the trans shit. I think at some point the regular gays are going to be like, yeah, that's fucked up, and they're just going to get off that point, and we can all like move forward. Because I think it really is just
they kind of upstaged them a little bit. You know what I mean? They did, I feel like the gay community did a lot of heavy lifting, and there's a lot of drafting behind them now. You know, like...
Well, I just don't think there's that many...
No, it's not.
...people. And I just think it's a lot of aggravation.
For a small number.
For that many people.
Yeah.
That's all.
I agree.
You know, it's like enough, dude. Like nobody cares. And you're making such a big... I don't care what fucking bathroom you use. I don't care what you fucking do. Just shut the fuck up about it.
Well, yes.
And I think, because it's really infringing on everybody now. And like, I mean, even the gay, I can't speak for the gay community, but it's just like, they fought so hard to be like in.
Yeah.
And then they're in, and now they're on the war again for people who are like...
The next group up, yeah.
And it's just like, what do they care? I mean, it's like in saying, oh, you didn't even know. It's like, I don't know.
Well, I always say there was trans people for forever, and they were using whatever bathroom they wanted. It wasn't only until recently that they brought it. Like I remember we called them transvestites back in the 80s. I guess that's transgender or transsexuals now, but they just went into whatever bathroom they decided to go into in the 80s, and no one said a fucking word to them. Like, so like this all was going on before it became like on front page news. And it wasn't a problem 20 years ago.
That's what I mean.
They're like, why is it a problem now? Like they existed forever, and no one gave a shit. And now everyone cares like about where they're going. Like,
I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Nobody gave a fuck, and that's Pittsburgh. So you're trying to tell me there's a problem in North Hollywood?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. It's like at some point it's going to be like enough.
Yeah, stop complaining.
That's what I mean. The reckoning. There's going to be a reckoning of like what is the like. This thing, what's the problem? You can't pick a bathroom? Pick a bathroom. You can't. It's like, I always say the problem is 80, like now my dad's a little bit older, and I don't mean this in a negative way about my dad at all, but so maybe he's a little bit, not his views, but I hate to say I'd always be like talking in my act. If I talk about sports, I talk about like, if I talk about Tiger or Michael Vick, it had to be somebody that would be on Oprah.
Yeah.
Like they had to be somebody that would be on Oprah. And now
big enough to care. Yeah.
Now I always think like, well, what would my dad say? Like, is I just think the left and the right. It's like, and not the third. Now I'm almost like, okay, does my dad care if you're fucking gay? Not at all.
Think about it. Yeah.
Does my dad think that you should be able to change the sex of your 6-year-old? No fucking way.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's like, yeah. Does my dad think that you should be allowed to have a couple guns or go hunting or have a couple guns to protect yourself? Yes. Does my dad think you should be able to have the armory of fucking more than Somalia in your basement? No.
Exactly.
Like, the reasonable people are just pushed out. And that's what I mean. And that's what I mean. There's got to be a reckoning of everything. The trans people. The drug war, whatever bullshit that all the top 10 problems in this country that
are not actual our biggest problems.
No, exactly.
Smoke screen.
Exactly.
Yeah, way bigger problem. We're running out of clean water. How about like shit like that?
Yeah. How about there's like just millions of people just living in the street.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's really insensitive that you want to put them inside. I'm like, I think putting them inside is more sensitive than leaving them in a fucking tent on Ventura Boulevard.
Oh,
you know,
a tent would be better than what half of them have. You know, like it's. I mean, it's like there's like there has to be a reckoning of all the stupid shit that the liberals and the conservatives fight over. And once we can do that, then we can start solving the real problems.
Yeah, like the fact that the dollar isn't backed by shit.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like we see someone come in and be like, you know, it's fucking stupid. Shit where you want. he or she. I have bigger problems.
Yeah.
Like that's a you problem.
Yeah.
That's not a me problem.
Yeah, we shouldn't be talking about it in the fucking nightly news.
We shouldn't be talking about it here. What happened? We're talking about we're talking
even
about
on a podcast in fucking Van Nuys Boulevard.
Yeah, it's like I'm missing Father's Day for this talking about where someone in North Carolina takes a shit. They can't even figure out if they're a he or a she. You figure out who you are, then you can pick where you're going to take a shit.
Joe Bartnick, always a pleasure, my man. I don't know where to go with that. I gotta end it there. Happy Father's Day, everyone.
I gotta use that. Hey, my special. All
Yeah,
things comedy.
let them know.
It's called Bartnick: A Killing in Chicago. It'll be out at the end of the summer, but everywhere it's gonna be the summer of Bartnick. Starting should be the end of June for sure.
You gonna have a little release thing?
Yeah, it's gonna be like the big week of Bartnick at some point.
Where's that? Am I getting an invite, buddy? I'm gonna come fucking watch it.
Oh yeah. We're still figuring. We want everything to hit all at one day. So the powers of
guys.
That's
I'm
why
telling you, it's a fucking killer.
I make little. I don't wear the suits. I don't even wear pants. I don't make decisions.
You came out in a robe like Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Guys, check it out. He's the best. Love you, Joe Bartnick. Thanks for doing
Love
this, man.
you. Thanks for having me.
All right, another episode in the can, guys. We'll see you next week. Peace.